everybody, I'm Miss Powell and I'm going to teach you how to do some drawing today. Okay, he's not really Miss Powell, but he's acting as Miss Powell just for today. So we're going to do a bit of drawing together and we are going to make a tree with blossom on it. So you're going to need a piece of paper, a pencil and some colouring pens. You're going to need one the same colour as the tree, like the trunk of the tree, so that would be brown or grey or maybe a black. And then you're going to need some pens like this, and I've put my pens together with an elastic band around them so that I can hold them all together like this, make it easier. So the first thing we need to do is, we've got a blank piece of paper, so we need to write our name on it. So I'm going to turn it over, I'm going to write Ms. Powell on the back so I know whose it is. Now, to start our tree, we're going to start at the bottom and make a trunk shape. So using my pencil, I'm going to go up like this, a curvy line. Do one the same on the other side. And now that's the start of my trunk. I'm going to add some branches in, which are just lines like this. And then when you've got this shape, you can start to add branches coming off like this, and a bit more detail to it. And you can make this as detailed as you want. Okay, now at the bottom we might want to have some grass as well, so I'll just put in a few lines to show a bit of grass. That's something maybe you could colour in later with a bit of green. Okay, so we've got our tree trunk, we've got our branches. Now we're going to put the pencil down, use the brown crayon or whatever colour you're using for your trunk, and we're going to just draw those lines again, but this time with colour, and it will just make them a little bit thicker. And you can add more detail now if you want to. You can make the branches a bit thicker before they go up. That's looking more tree-like now. Okay, now we've got our tree. We're just going to be really fancy and we're going to add a little bit of a pattern to the trunk. Now this is something that I quite like to do when I'm drawing trees. In bark you sometimes get these sort of knots and lines that are moving around, and a good way of making those when you're doing a picture is to just do lines and circles like this. And you can get those lines to join together if you've got different directions. Okay, I'm going to leave that there now. And we're going to move on to making the blossom on our tree. So this is a nice spring drawing. I'm sure you've seen some trees out recently that have got blossom all over them. So I've chosen some colours here. And I'm just going to move this one over so we don't have loads of blues together. Maybe swap it for the red here. I've put these in an elastic band to make it a little bit easier to hold them all together, but you could just hold them with your fist as well. There's also different ways of doing this with different things, so you don't have to use pens. You could use cotton buds and then dip them in paint and do that. There's a link to a video showing you lots and lots of different ways of doing this, but now I'm going to use these. So I'm going to take all the lids off. This bit is potentially very, very messy, so you do want an adult to help you if you think you're going to get your hands covered in pen. And make sure these pens go nowhere near anything but your paper. Okay, that was a struggle, but I got it all off. Back in the band, tap them all down so they're the same height. Now, holding them this way up, we are just going to put them down onto the paper to make lots and lots of dots. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a nice effect, that. You see, I've already gone on the table. Might be a good idea to get some newspaper down too. Wow, I am liking that side. I'm going to try something slightly different on the other side. I'm going to get rid of some of these darker blues and just make it a little bit lighter. Okay, let's have a look. That's a nice effect too. So this one looks a lot darker because there's the blues in it, but this one looks much lighter as well. So it's whatever you would like, whatever way of doing it you think is the best. Another thing you can do is, a little bit tricky, but if you get your pens to rest on the paper, you can do just a little bit of a circle. And then they're all doing these nice spiral patterns. So just really little, you're trying to make tiny little circles. There we go, there's 3 different ways of doing it, slightly different colours and slightly different techniques. What I will do now is I'll probably put some green on for the grass, and then I think it's finished. I think I really like this technique, that's really effective. I can't wait to see what you guys get up to. So if you do a picture, remember to put a picture of it on Twitter and then we can have a look and see what you've been doing. But I hope you have a lovely art lesson. Thank you very much. Goodbye from me. Thank you very much, guys. See you later. Bye.